Alright guys, I am back with my setup for the Demiurge. Now, I'm going to assume that you want to kill the Demiurge as soon as possible. So with this strategy, hopefully you can kill this almost as soon as you're ready to actually tackle on the final area. If not, you probably need to grind up a bit and try to get some upgrades for your equipment. And the most important upgrade to get is the Kusanagi sword, the A muscle. And I think that's about it, because that gives you the most damage. Alright, so Shikigamis, we have Ramu with the Rikade and Nazarin. We have Patchouli with Shizuha and the Dekarabia. Marissa with Sakia and Aya. Mima has the Dragon Maid and the Garuda. And finally, we have Yuka with the Moony Moon Guy and the Prescott. Now, you're probably wondering, why the Prescotts? Well, I'll show you why in a second, but anyway. So Yuka will be the main damage dealer. So we have the upgraded Kusanagi sword. We have the upgraded A muscle for extra attack power. And then I also gave Yuka the plus attack accessory level 5. So I have 413 attack on my Yuka at the moment. Alright, so let's go find ourselves a Demiurge. And once again, I'm using this formation here to maximize my rapid stream usage. So let's go find the Demiurge. There he is. Alright, so hopefully I set this up everything correctly. So what you want to do is you want to have Mima use her rapid stream first. Okay, so with that, in that case, I will need to use Weapon Bless on my Yuka. Then I have Yuka use this buff here. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce that. But it's like the arithmetic mathematical calculation or something. Essentially what this does is that it gives you a buff that if he either hits the enemy with a weakness or a slayer effect, it will increase the damage of that. So that's the main reason why you want to use this. So let's use that. We have Marissa, use Quick Time, that buys me 1 extra turn. Mima will use Dragon Power on my Yuka. And finally, the Patchouli will use Heat Weapon. Now, for those of you who have not noticed, Heat Weapon and Weapon Bless are 2 different buffs for buffing your attack power, and they do stack. Alright? So please keep that in mind for maximizing damage in fights like these, where you want to kill things as fast as possible before they can kill you. A very good thing to know. Okay. So with that, we can now use Rikade for the second rapid stream. Bam. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted. Okay, so since it's weak to Mystic, and this Starblade gives you a Mystic element to your physical attack, we are going to use that. Not only that, with the upgraded Kusanagi sword, you also have Slayer effects, so with that Prescott buff, the damage should be absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that double cast, it should die. So, yeah, a little mistake in my calculation here. So apparently, I didn't have to use Rapid Stream with Mima? What happened? Oh! My Quick Time went first before the Demiurge could act. Right. So for those of you who can't get their Quick Time off first, get Mima to use Rapid Stream first. And then hopefully everything will sort itself out. Yeah, but yeah. As I said, this is for maximum damage. You may or may not need all of these buffs. So you may, as you get stronger and stronger, you can like remove the Emerald Pentagram. You can remove Heat Weapon. You can remove Dragon Power, you know? So this is just for pretty much maximum damage at this point. And let's just see how strong this is. Bam! 22,000. That's almost a one-shot right there. Look at that. And he's down. So that's how you take care of the Demiurge. Right. Before I got rudely interrupted, I'm going to go set up for the dragon fight, because that requires a completely different setup. Now, if you may or may not have noticed, with my setup, you can pretty much take on any enemy in this area aside from the dragon, if you do it correctly. Even the Demiurge, right? So as long as you have your setup all nice and perfect, you can take on anything aside from the dragon, which is great because it makes grinding very fast. So once I set up for the dragon and take care of that, I'll go through all of the item drops that I obtained, as well as any new interesting Shikigami passives or moves or whatnot that are interesting. And then from there we'll end the video, and then in the next video we will take on the last boss. Alright, so I'll see you guys for the dragon fight. Alright guys, I am back with my setup for the dragon. So the basis of this is the dragon has no weaknesses. So what is the only thing you can abuse? It's species type. You can abuse Dragon Slayer effects. Yeah! So that's what we're going to aim for. So, here is my party setup. Now, my Rayma is going to be the rapid streamer, and not only that, she'll also be the tank. So we have the Mindful Benevolence wall. And we also have this spear here. Now this spear here I picked up in the main game from the Lesser Dragon, and it decreases breath attacks by 75%. You may not need to use this. This is just for a precaution. Alright. Next, we have Shikigami with the Dragon Maid for Dragon Power and Aya for Double Cast. And that's all she's there for. She's not needed for anything else, so I could probably just take that off. There we go. Next, we have Byakuren. Now, she will be the buffer. So we have Nazrin for Weapon Bless, Shizuha for Heat Weapon. Not only that, once again, as I mentioned before, Shizuha increases the effectiveness of buffs by 20% as well. That will help out quite a bit. And finally, we have Leaf Shield. So Leaf Shield is this thing here from the tree guy. You may or may not need this. This is also a precaution to help increase the success rate of killing the dragon. Next, we have Mima. She'll be using the field effects. So we have Sakia and the Dekarabia. Excellent. And finally, we have our damage dealer, Yuyuko. Now, we have the Kusanagi upgraded sword. We have the upgraded Aegis Shield, we have the upgraded A Muscle, and finally we have this thing. Now here's the part where things may go wrong. Yuyuko may die during the course of this fight, and she will either die from breath attacks or from the physical attacks. Now, if she gets targeted by a physical attack, she will die, no questions asked. However, with breath attacks, she can generally take 2 hits from that, so I'm going to go with Slash Resist, and hopefully that will be enough. Finally, we have the Prescott, and as I mentioned before, with this buff, it increases the effectiveness of hitting weaknesses, and that includes Slayer effects, so we will be abusing that. The last thing I need to mention is that you will need a fairly high strength stat for this. I have around 247, which is approximately around what you need. Maybe 240 is the absolute limit. So we have Chloe to help me out with that. Not only that, I also have a attack power buff as well with her passive plus 30 attack. And not only that, Yugi here as well has high strength and also a plus 20 attack power on her passive as well. So I have pretty high strength, pretty high attack. Here is my party formation. I have Yuyuko in the front here for an additional attack buff from the formation itself. And we have our formation like so. So it doesn't really matter about the order here that much, as long as Yuyuko will go last. That is the only thing you need to worry about. Okay, with that settled, let's go find ourselves a dragon. Ah yes, we meet again, Mr. Dragon. Let's dance. Alright, so let's do this. First turn, I will buff up, and the second turn we will attack. So press cotton buff, dragon power, weapon bless, quick time to buy ourselves an extra turn, and rapid strength to make sure nothing goes wrong. Now there's a couple of things I need to mention here. As I mentioned before, this is not a 100% foolproof strategy. Yuyuko can die during this fight. However, the success rate is good enough for this strategy for me to use it, so that's fine with me. Alright, so this turn I will use Dragon Strike, And let's continue on the buffage. Double cast. Heat Weapon. Emerald Pentagram. And finally, the second Rapid Stream. Alright, let's do this. Let's see how much damage I will use. Beautiful. Lovely. And strike it down, Yuko, with all of your might. 7.7k? Not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, that's around half its HP gone, which is okay. Alright, thank you, upgraded Aegis Shield. Okay, now here's the thing. This is why I brought along the Dragon Spear on my Reimu. Because that charge attack means it's going to use Dragon Breath on the next turn, and that will deal 1000 damage approximately to your entire party. Without damage reductions. Okay. So I'm going to use Chloe's spell here that she initially got, 20 MP. It actually does quite a bit of damage, so I'm going to use that. Shikigami is now useless. I'm going to have Leaf Shield on my Yuyuko, just in case. Next we will have... might as well use Nuclear Breath for additional damage. And Benevolent Wall to protect my entire party. Alright, so here's the thing. If you do not have a Dragon Breath reduction weapon like I do, you can craft an armor that has breath reduction. It's only 50% and the defense isn't that great. However, since Dragon Breath is a magic attack, that doesn't really matter. So Rami took all of that, that's fine. As long as my Yuko is alive. Now with Leaf Shield on, that buys me an extra 2 attacks to play with. So that's great. Okay, so I learnt a few new sword skills on my Yuyuko, so let's go test some of them out. This is Galaxy Zapper, this is Ultimate Divide, and, well, you know what, let's go use Ultimate Divide. I want to see what it looks like, because I haven't actually used it yet. And since I was actually so busy watching StarCraft 2 at the time of grinding, I didn't actually see the animation for it either when I first learnt it. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. Alright, let's see what it does. That's it. That doesn't look very cool at all. Whatever, it's down. Alright, so that's the dragon strategy done. Alright, so I think that's it for the grinding portion of the game. Let's go take a quick look at all of the new stuff that I got in terms of Shikigami moves, passives, and item drops. So let's go head back onto the shrine. Alright, let's take a quick little looky-loo. First of all, Moon guy. Moon. Learns a new passive, minus 25% MP consumption on Mystic Elemental attacks. Meh. Lemon-chan has minus 15% MP consumption on all magic attacks. And has a new move. Basically, it is Dragon Power. It increases all stats on a single target. Not that interesting, but what the hey, it is something. Next, G3 learns a new passive. Minus 25% MP consumption on physical type attacks. Dekarabia has now a star resistance to Mystic. And at level 99, I forgot to mention this when I was fighting the dragon, has Nuclear Breath at level 99, 400 base power Mystic Elemental Nuke. Cool. Nazrin has a new passive. I didn't mention this, but she now has a 20% item drop rate bonus and a +1 duration on Pendulum Guard. This is Pendulum Guard here, and that decreases all damage received on a single target by 75%. So this will now last 2 turns. Pretty useful, if I may add. Next, we have this guy here. Now, at level 99, this has a plus 100% item drop rate. Oh yes. So, any item that has a 10% drop rate will now have a 20% item drop rate. Stuck on top of that, the Nazrin passive plus the Ninja Gauntlets. I'll get to that in a second. That's a pretty big item drop boost. And last but not least, Yuyi has now a plus 33% crit damage modifier. And that's about it. Okay, items. I mentioned the Thief Gloves earlier, so let's start off with that. This thing. Okay, so this is a recipe that you can craft, and it requires the Thief Gloves. The Thief Gloves you can get from Star Platinum, and that has a 25% item drop boost. With the Ninja Gauntlets, this goes up to 33%. So I managed to get one of those. This is the Ultimate Ribbon, and this has star resistance to those elements, and this is star resistance to permanent type status effects, and this is star resistance to quick type status effects. Alright, is there anything else here? Let's see. No, that's crafting. Craft. Ah yes, the Platinum Jewel. This is from the Emperor Yakuri, and what this does, it gives you circled resistance against all status types, so that's permanent, debuffs, and quick type status effects. That's actually kind of neat. You can probably upgrade this as well at a later point in time. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual equipment item drops that I obtained from the final area. Okay, so this spear is from the Walpurgis Knights. You can upgrade this even further with recipes from the optional bosses. So this has 170 physical attack, 92 accuracy, and has a medium chance of penetrating, which I believe is a horizontal row. Okay, this item I got from the green room. It is called the Royal Demon, and I'll show you what the enemy looks like in a second. But it has 188 physical attack, 88 accuracy, 45% additional dark damage when you attack on your physical type moves, Slayer effect against angels, and it is an extremely strong Slayer effect. So if you get this item, you will hunt down Seraphims so easily. Star resistance to dark, and HP regeneration when dark is active. I highly suggest you grab this item, if only to make Seraphim hunting very easy. Alright, so where's the bestiary? I'll show you what that enemy is. It is this guy. Yeah, this guy is the one that drops the Royal Demon that sort of just went through. And I did encounter that during my playthrough, so we all know where we can find that in the green room. Okay, next. Weapon. Oops. Ah, yes. This item you get from the snake guy in the final area of the game, the Invincibility Sword. And this item will upgrade into the best sword in the game from the recipes you get from the optional bosses, which is the equivalent of the Soulless Cloud in Genius of Sapphirus. Oh yes. Anyway, 256 attack, 90 accuracy, no additional effects. Moving on. This axe we already went through, I think. No, we didn't. Did we? I don't even know. Well, I'll go through it again. This axe you get from the Darkness enemy, the skeleton guy in the final area. 205 physical attack, 89 accuracy. Can debuff all stats by chance. This spear, I actually don't remember where I got this from. Hang on. Where did I get this spear from? I don't know. I think I crafted this spear. Never mind. That's the crafted ice sword, the upgraded version. That's the upgraded lightning hammer thing. That's the upgraded spear. That's the upgraded sword. Oh, that's all the weapon drops I got. Okay, moving on. Shield drops. Any interesting shields that I got? I don't think so. I got this shield from one of the enemies in the final area, but it's not that interesting, so I'm not even going to bother going through that. Armors. Oh, I did pick up one armor. Where was it? Was it this thing? Yes, it is this thing. Yes. So I picked up this armor from the Combat Warrior Type J. It's just 288 physical defense, so that's not that interesting. And then I picked up this, the Melchior, I think? I don't even know if this is actually correct. No, wait, that's not it. Is it? Is that actually it? I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah, this is the item drop you get from the Demiurge. It gives you plus 10% additional magic damage, 140 physical defense, 10 magic defense, 10 status resist, i.e. absolute crap. So with that said, the final thing I want to say is that with my final party for the Shinki boss fight, I want you guys to decide on my party. Now, there is only one restriction. One of the party members is obviously Reimu, because she's the main character that I chose. The second character I will choose, and that character will be Patchouli, and she will be my sword user in that fight. No questions asked. I will make my Patchouli use a goddamn sword in the final fight. So, that leaves 3 character slots open. I want you guys to leave a comment and suggest on those other 3 characters. You may be based on purely because those characters are superior, because they have better stats. You may choose the worst characters in the game, I don't mind either, or you may pick a theme for my party, that's also another option, or just your favourite characters in general. So just a quick little recap. These are the characters available that you can choose. Whoops. Put that there. Whoops. Put that there. No. There. And there. Where's my Patchouli? There. Okay, so you can pick Kogasa, Yomu, Nako, Utsuho, Nitori, Remilia, Sunny Milk, Sanae, Larissa, Yuka, Shikigami, Yukari, Meiling, Mima, and Angra, Byakuren, Suika, and Yuyuko. You have complete free choice on those other 3 character slots. However, I will have total final say on the actual setup of the Shikigamis themselves and whatnot. Alright? And just for reference, all my characters here are at least level 90, some of them higher than others. That's for your information. So with that said and done, let's end the video, because this was a long one. Dear Princess Celestia, today I have learned, finally, how to optimize the game, and how it actually works in the endgame. It's basically the same as Divine Shrine Maiden and Genius of Saphiros. Have one character tank for the rest of your party, one character your damage dealer, and the other 3 characters are basically supporting your damage dealer. Alright. Your favourite student, Chef MKT. See you guys next time for the final video.